Hello, thanks for joining me, astrologer Patrick Arundell, for your August monthly horoscope for the Sun or the Ascendant. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, I'd be honoured if you did so now. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. Every time I share some content, you will get an alert. Also, if you'd like to get your free daily horoscope to your device every morning, please see the link below this video and you can sign up. Also, if you'd like to take advantage of my fabulous offer of a 12-month forecast, a character analysis based on your time, date and place of birth, totally unique to you, to give you searing insights of your future prospects and potentials, please also see the link below. That is 30% off. Hello Scorpio, and welcome to your monthly horoscope for August. This month begins with the Sun and Mercury in your sector of success and Mars and Venus aligned in your sector of friendships and group interactions. Now there could be a definite link between these two areas. It may be a case of who as much as what you know, but progress is possible. And part of this comes from the fact that the Sun is aligned so closely with Mercury on day one, it creates quite a rare astrological event known as cazimi. This is where, from our view on Earth, Mercury is sat right in the middle of the disk of the Sun. Now the Sun is at the heart of all our lives, the heart of our very being. And Mercury is all about communication. It's about technology, transport and distribution. The 10th house is where we align with people in positions of influence. It can be how other people see our activities. So this is a great moment for you to raise your profile, to send in an application, to start your own business, to be much more enthusiastic about your talent, because recognition could come to you. Now it is true that on the other side of the heavens is the rather cool and limiting influence of Saturn, which is in your sector of emotions. And really the combination of these two energies is that if you doubt yourself, if you don't have the self-confidence to really shoot for the stars, then it's not going to happen. We are what we think, so the saying goes. So if you really try to focus on getting it all together in explaining what makes your idea, your passion, your creativity or talent so special, and absolutely 100% believe in what you're doing, the fact that Venus and Mars are in such a connecting part of your scope can be very positive for you. Now, of course, this year has been dominated by the square between Saturn and Uranus. Now, that has come to an end in a very active way, but ironically, the two planets are interacting with other influences at the start of this month. And so it is through the first 9 days. The Sun is clashing with Uranus. Now, Uranus is the planet of freedom, of truth, independence, can be quite radical. It's an electric energy, so it moves quickly. You could encounter somebody, perhaps in a position of authority, or if you employ people, you could encounter someone who's a bit different in their approach at the very start of this month, and particularly from the full moon on the 8th. Now, just because something or somebody does seem to be very radically fresh, don't dismiss it. This is exactly the type of thing that you should be examining with great engagement, because being open to new ideas is all part of what can really take you forwards. The thing is, you see, Scorpio, you're a fixed sign. So although big changes can come to you in a flourish, very often you go through periods in your life where things are fairly stable. But your co-ruler is, of course, Pluto, which is about transformation. Your traditional ruler is Mars, which is lusty, and that gives you that passion and that transformational desire. So if something comes up that gives you the chance to go in a fresh direction around your career, but it may mean breaking some kind of alliance that you've had to an existing employer, an existing partner, but you feel you have to do this in order to create the opportunity to fly free, it may be something you really do need to seriously consider. Now on the 11th, Mercury moves into Virgo too, but that's good. Mercury likes being in Virgo, it governs this sign, so your ability to network through business networks, clubs, associations, or perhaps through social media is enhanced. Also, that friend that I mentioned before in a position of influence can be of great help. But there is a quarter moon in your sign on the 15th. And whatever happens this month, it won't be only on your terms. You will have to conform to someone's expectations at some point, but it's just you need to be open-minded about what those expectations can be. Now, you may, of course, decide that there are certain lines that you won't cross, which would be good for you if so. And you may have a sense of loyalty to existing relationships that you don't want to break down. Again, maximum respect for you. But don't let a fear of change or a dislike of change stop you from being open-minded about new approaches. Now on the 16th, it's true that Venus does pitch up in your 12th house. Now Mercury's going to go there on the 30th. So as you end this month, there is the potential for you to be a bit more reflective, but the Sun moves on the 22nd, but not before there's the second full moon in the sign of Aquarius in a month, a blue moon in your sector of home and emotion. And whereas those familial needs may have been a bit of a pinch point at the start of the month or a lack of confidence, this particular full moon combines with Jupiter, so actually something very positive can take you forwards. Then as the Sun makes its way into the sign of Virgo, again that's about how you can align well with others. You don't necessarily have to sacrifice your individuality. It's almost like you can be yourself but find ways to collaborate and cooperate. That's what the 11th house is about. It is true that Mercury is in a rather drowsy and dreamy and potentially draining opposition with Neptune from the 23rd through to the 27th. Perhaps you're coming to a point of greater clarity, but it may be a bit reluctantly about one particular association. If somebody comes into your world, with a fantastic get-rich-quick scheme, I would be a little bit sceptical when Neptune's in the mix because, it can be a little bit tricky. It can even lead to deceit and dishonesty. However, Mercury moving into your 12th house as the month comes to a close sharpens up your faculties because it's moving into an air sign of Libra. It may be your 12th house, but you can be logical about some of your fears, emotions and concerns. And also Uranus goes into a retrograde on the 20th, which goes on through to the 17th of January next year. For you, Uranus is in your sector of relationships. So if you have been feeling a big need to escape something, then Uranus going into retrograde can see you thinking again, particularly with Venus and Mercury in your 12th house. Perhaps a time of profound reflection is required, but there's still the possibility to get together with sincere friends, and the people who you can really rely upon are those that you will be celebrating as this month comes to a close. I'd just like to say we can all gain great inspiration and guidance from the heavens and from the planets, but ultimately it's what we do that really counts.